Good day, Designing Spectre here, and today I'm going to talk a little bit more about my channel. This is a channel that's going to help you if you are a car enthusiast or a mechanical engineer or a person who's interested with machineries and all of that. Well, I'm going to teach you the fundamentals of Inventor, and the end goal of this channel is to help you dwell in with the basics as we progress towards building a car, and that car is equivalent of an F1 brand. So, Inventor basically is a software that is used for creating components and testing them out via assemblies and all of that, and you can 3D print them out so that you can test them out physically so yourself. So the purpose of today's video, I'm gonna teach you how to expand your brain and your mind using interpretation of a simple 3D isometric. So right now what I'm gonna do here is that I'm gonna open up the existing isometric drawing that I prepared for you today. And guys, make sure that you subscribe to my channel as I'll keep you updated with the future oncoming videos as we progress to the design of our F1 car. So what you see before you is a simple isometric drawing, and I'm going to interpretate it for you. You have the front view, and you have the side view, and then you have the top view. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to design this simple isometric drawing, and I'm going to guide you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up a new window and start off with the design. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to edit it so that I can see the dimensions. So as I've said before, you have the front view, the side view, and the top view. So the simpler view that you see is the one that you're going to start with in correspondence with the rest of the design itself. So I'm gonna start off with the front view. As you can see, it has a bit um, of a foundation as it starts off with a hexagon. So as I'm coming to my design page right over here, you can see you have the front view, and I'm gonna start off with a sketch. In order for you to start a 3D design, you're gonna start off with a simple sketch, and it's gonna give out uh, a equivalency of three planes: the front plane, the top plane, or the bottom plane, or the side, as in like the left or the right. So as you can see, it's relative to this cube box right over here. The XY plane is corresponding to the front, the YZ is corresponding to the right, and etc. So what I'm gonna do is, you can see that you have the front, and you're gonna start off with the front. So on the sketch, on the sketch, on the sketch, you can see that you have a control panel right over here at the top of you. You have a line, you have a circle, and you have an arc, you have a polygon, and you have all those accessories. And I'm gonna explain each of them as I'm gonna explain each of them on the future oncoming videos. But now we're gonna focus on the ones that we have that we're gonna use mostly on today's video. So as I've said, you're gonna start off with the front, and that's where we are. We are at the front. You're gonna start off with this hexagon. You're gonna come here on the polygon, and you're gonna click on it, and you're gonna want 6 sides. Make sure that your polygon is relative to the horizontal lane. So you're gonna say done. So if we come here, we will see that our polygon, it has the length of 30, and we're gonna come here and input our dimension, and we're gonna say 30. There we go. Then you're gonna say finish the sketch. You're gonna zoom it out. So right now we are already done with a bit of the front view portion. So now we're gonna draw it relative to the left side view, or the top side view, right? So we're gonna say extrude. So this feature extrude, we use it to extract a body from a sketch. So we're gonna come here and we're gonna check out how long is our body, our hexagonal body. So as you can see over there, you can see that the length from that point to that other point, which is from this point to that other point, is, let's see, how much is it? Is 26. And then meaning that the dimension here is 26 plus 20, which is 46 plus 54, which is then 100. So with the length of our hexagonal body is gonna be 100, and we're gonna say okay, and we have our hexagonal body. If we view it on the right, you will see it over there, and we view it on the left, and which is our portion right over here, and then the top side is the one that you're looking over here, you see. So now we're gonna put it into correspondence with the plane. So now we're gonna look at it from the front again. So now this is our model browser. So we use this to create new sketches referencing the plane itself, or we can use it to edit our sketch. As in, let's say we want to edit our body. Our body is the length of 100. You can come here and say you can edit the feature, and you can take it up to 30 or 1030, and any that you wish, but we're gonna go stick with 100, which is the one we got from the design itself. So what you see here is you got the hexagon, and then at the rear of the hexagon you got like a circle, a half kind of a circle. So that half kind of a circle, its diameter is 50. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come here, you're gonna come to the origin, and you're gonna see your planes, and then you have that one at the rear. You can either go right there at the rear of the hexagonal body and say write the new sketch, or you can come here to the referential plane, and then you can say, yeah, create that new sketch. So the diameter of that circle is not actually a diameter, it's the radius of the circle. So the radius, and it's 50, meaning that the diameter is 100. We're gonna come here and we're gonna type 100, and then we're gonna say finish the sketch, and you're gonna come here to the reference, and you're gonna see that the thickness of that rare circle, it's 20. So we're gonna come here and extrude again, and we're gonna over derive it there, and we're gonna say it's 20, and there we go. We are nearly there to our model. So there we go. Right now, what you see here at the front, is actually a keyway. It's indicated by these dash lines that I've displayed over there. So we're gonna start off by designing this keyway right over here. So if you want to design that keyway, you're gonna come here on the front. You gotta look first at the top view and at the side view. You can see that it's at the front here, and the front over there on the side. You're gonna come here on the front, and you're gonna say the new sketch, and you're gonna start off designing it right over here using your lines or your rectangles, but I'm gonna use lines in this case. So there's your center point. The center point, as you can see when it goes there, it's the length of 8 and 8, which is 4, and and then 8, right? So remember, we're designing this using the center. So as you can see here, the center is right over there, right? So from the center to that other point, you can see that the length is 4. So we're gonna come here and we're gonna say 4. Then from there onwards, we can take that 4 right over there, and then the length which is 20, come here and do 20, and then 8. So since from the center to the left side is 4 and the length of this whole thing is 8, we're gonna come here and we're gonna do 8, which is 4, and then from there onwards we can connect our keyway. So now the length of our keyway is 20, which is right over here indicated there, and then the height of our keyway as well is also 20. We're gonna come there and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do a measurement of 20, and then we connect our keyway. So right now, what I've taught you so far is to extrude a body like this. But however, we can also extrude a body, but we can cut it within another body. So we're gonna cut it like that, and we can check the thickness of the cut section, and it's not 20, it's 10 millimeters. And there we go. So now what's left to do now is we're gonna do this 2 arms. One arm is almost as if like it's a sphinx or something like that. So the other one, however, is forming up a triangular shape. So we're gonna do it later. So we're gonna start off with the top view of this portional arm right over here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at this referential plane and we're gonna check it out how it's shaped like. So right over there at the back, you can see the circular shape, our circular shape. And then that arm, it starts off at a distance of 20 millimeters. So this is the part whereby you're gonna need to pay a little bit of attention. We're gonna come here on the plane. We're gonna use offset from plane. We wanna create a plane in which we can start a referential sketch from. So we're gonna use this one at a distance of 20. This is the plane that we're gonna start off our new sketch that we're gonna extrude it, which is we want to start this arm and that other arm. So we're gonna use this plane, right? So we're gonna come here and then we're gonna start a sketch. So we're gonna look at it at the front. That's where it leads us, and you can come here at the bottom section where you can slice it up and you can see that you have distorted out the front and you are at the portion where you're going to do the sketch. So what you're going to do now is that you're going to do this. You're going to project the geometry. You won't be able to start that sketch without projecting the geometry, because you're going to do a little bit of flaws there and there. So you gotta select that hexagonal shape of yours. You're gonna select that hexagonal shape as a reference of where you're gonna start off that sketch. Apologies there. Wait, let me just delete this one. I'm gonna say delete the constraints. Then you're gonna have to up. There we go. You have to do the project geometry on the hexagonal shape, of which that's where you're gonna start off the sketch. So now there we go. We're gonna do that point. and we're gonna check it right over here. It says the length of 45 millimeters and the height 38. And then you're gonna take it right over there, and it has to be at 90 degrees. Okay, then you are done. Then we're gonna extrude that part over there. Now let's see the length, actually the thickness. The thickness is 26, and that we're gonna have another cube, rectangular cube over there, but we're gonna check it out after we do this one. So we're gonna say 26, and there you go. Say up. Now we're gonna come to the smaller rectangular prism. This one right over here, which is the square section, 15 multiplied by 15, which is the area of it. So you can see where it is. It's on this portion right over here if you look at it at the front, and when you look at it from the top, it's exactly where we finished our other extrusion at. So you're gonna come here and you're gonna create a new sketch. So you can either, because we're designing it at this point, it won't be necessary for you to cut out the section, but I just love doing it. So you're gonna come here and you're gonna select project geometry, this one, and then project geometry, the other one. And then that's where you're gonna start off your thingy. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a simple rectangle, and then I'm gonna add a dimension there of 15 and add another one of 15 as well. Then we can finish the sketch. Now we can extrude it. The length of that is 80. Then you're almost done. So now we're gonna focus more on the other arm, this triangular arm. So this one is gonna be a little bit tricky, but I want you to stay with me because you've got like the dimensions over there. So remember, it shares the same extrusion plane as the previous arm. So we're gonna use that other plane as well. The same plane we created the other arm with. So we're gonna cut it, and we're gonna start off designing this arm right over here. Okay, so the first things first is that we're gonna have to determine the height of this arm right over here. So to determine the height, you'll see that it starts exactly there at the bottom, meaning it's gonna start right over here. I'm gonna project the geometry. Then you're gonna have to go up with it, and then from there you can see what's going on. So you're gonna say dimension over there, and we are given the dimension of 80, right? So as it starts off from there to there, you're gonna come back on your sketch, and you're gonna come here and you're gonna say 80 to the top. So now when you come and you zoom in over there, you can see that it shares the center, exactly at the center, meaning that the thickness of it is 10, so meaning it's 5 that side, 5 on the other side. There we go. Now we're gonna take this one, and it's gonna take us exactly to the hexagon. And there we go. Now all we're gonna do is that we're gonna come and check out where it's ending at. You can see it starts off at this weird pivot point. which is that edge over there at the hexagon. You're gonna come back on this side and you're gonna start over there. Now, you're gonna do a little bit of length over there, and we're gonna put a bit of a dimension. So now let's check out the dimension of the length of that thing. So from here to here, when you take it up, you'll see that it's 40. So we're gonna put dimension and we're gonna say 40. Then the height from here to there, when you zoom in, you will see that it's 15. And you're gonna come here and you're gonna put the height of 15. And we're gonna connect it exactly there. Now we're gonna do the one on the inner side. Now, the one on the inner side, let's check it out real quick. Okay. You'll see that on the inner side it's still 10. And over there the thickness is 5. Okay. And you can see that this arm is parallel. This one is parallel to that one. So now let's do it like this. We're gonna take this and we're gonna take it down as well. Right? And then from there onwards, we're gonna take this and that. And now let's see the dimension. It's 8. So we're gonna come here and take a line onto this portion. We're gonna come on this one and we're gonna measure 8. Then we can connect it, and then we connect it there as well. Right? Then we're gonna come and we're gonna have to measure the length of 5. Right? Then from there onwards, we're gonna take this over there, this line over there, which is weird, but then it's not be a problem. Then we're gonna say this line is parallel to that other one, and then we're good. Very, very much good. Now we're gonna come here and do a little bit of dimension. Which is 10. Now I'm gonna come here as well, gonna do dimension there and there, and then which is 10. Then you have your products. Now you're gonna come, zoom out, and then you will see the length. You can see that the thickness from that point to that point is equal to the thickness at that point to that other point. Now let's extrude it, which is how much? Which is 26. There we go. So, however, you can see that we're not yet done. Our rest cycle is not a full cycle, but rather a one that is cross-cut according to the hexagonal shape. So we're gonna come here and then we're gonna sketch it as well. We're gonna make it to be perpendicular to this to this hexagon right here. Then we're gonna project geometry of this hexagon, and then we're gonna cut it and we will have it right over there. So you're just gonna do the lines that are perpendicular to those points. There we go. So Now you can proceed the cutting. Now we're going to say extrude. And there we go. We're going to cut it over there. And bang, you are done. Now, when you zoom it in front view, you see it right over here. Now let's go on the left, which is this portion right over here. And then when you look at it at the top, it is this portion right over here. So this is what I wanted to teach you. You gotta learn the basics and the fundamentals of interpretation of the design, because this is the most crucial steps that you're gonna need in order for you to do right kind of designs over there. So yeah, here is your product. Done and complete.